The one thing that I think leaders don't talk about enough, and oftentimes it's because we honestly can't talk about it because we don't want to expose anyone, is just the emotional weight that comes with being a leader. So we often talk about leadership in the sense of empowering people and making sure that they're reaching their goals and their dreams. And we talk about production and we talk about how to help them hit their business goals. But then there's another side of that, which is people go through hard times. You end up being oftentimes that contact person to help them get through whatever it is. And whether you're providing resources, there is a weight, an emotional weight that comes with that, because as a leader, you want what's best for your people. And we get so used to helping them work through simple tasks that when they hand you kind of bigger life issues, it's a very natural response to want to also help them get through that. And so I see it all the time, even with real estate agents. I still believe real estate agents are leaders. They're still leading a business, even if they're an independent agent. And you might work with clients who are going through deaths in the families, divorce, other types of loss. And not only are you helping them buy or sell a house, but you're also helping them go through this journey, this hard time in their life. And some people have a really good job at being able to remove themselves from the emotional side of that. But I think that when you're repeatedly going through that and helping folks get through hard times, it can start to be heavy. I have no idea how counselors do this on a regular basis, because when leading a brokerage of over 200 people, you can imagine how many of those people are going through some sort of a hard time. And some are easier to assist with than others, but then there's oftentimes ones that you get put on your plate and you go, I don't even know where to start. And you feel for them and you empathize for them and you want to help solve that problem. And I'm just sharing this because when you get into leadership, it's just something that nobody warns you about. There's not a class to take on how to help your people work through these hard situations. They come to you because you're a problem solver and you listen to them on their business goals and hurdles. And so you've become this natural person for them to come to when they need help. It's tough. It's not for everybody. The whole point of sharing that is, one is you need to know that that is a side of leadership. It's not just helping them hit their sales goals and rah and like all this excitement. It's also being there for the heavy. And it's also why it's so important for you to take time for yourself. We talk about self-care all the time, and yet do we actually practice that as leaders? And when I say self-care, I'm not just talking about going for a facial or getting your nails done. I think we have overcomplicated what self-care means, and quite frankly, we've made it way too expensive. Self-care can literally mean sitting in your car for 15 minutes during the day to take a breather. It can mean making sure that you have some time to focus on what are your dreams and what do you want to achieve. It can be making sure you take an unplugged Saturday with your family, but it's not just the hair and nails and like this excuse that the beauty industry has created to help put money in their own pockets and try to disguise it as self-care for you. So just leader to leader, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And if you're an aspiring leader, just know like this is something that comes with it, and you have to be willing to go through that in order to really lead your people well. You don't have to be in the trenches necessarily, but just know that they are going to come to you. And once you know you can't unknow, it's your responsibility to figure out what that next step is, at least from your perspective, to make sure that they feel supported. And that way you can put your head down at night knowing you did what you physically could and what you possibly could from your role to help them. I just wish it was something that we talked about more, because we often glorify leadership and we just forget the heavy side of it. With that said, the lessons I learned are this. One is, don't allow yourself to get too deep. There is only so much that you can personally do. You can give them the resources, the tools, the contacts, but you can't do it for them. They have to want to fix whatever the problem is that they have, and they have to then take those resources that you provide them and take action. Two, there are going to be some problems that you can't solve, and it sucks. You just have to put your head down at night knowing like that just wasn't a you situation. And sometimes the best thing that you can do is just let them vent, let them talk it out, and then they might have to figure it out on their own, and that's okay. The last lesson is there's a balance it's making sure that you are there for your people, but that you're not also then taken advantage of. Sometimes you can start to help and then it becomes this snowball effect. Better yet, I've explained it like quicksand, like you start to give resources and help, and next thing you know, you're completely stuck in the middle and you don't know how to get out. So be really careful and create some boundaries around yourself on how you provide support and resources without getting totally sucked in and stuck. If you get too deep, the emotional weight is a lot heavier. I'm Brittany Guiles, team leader with Keller Williams of Central PA, and I am here to help real estate agents grow their business and leaders in real estate also grow so they can continue to empower people to reach their goals and dreams.